Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Disney Lorcana video, and we have another market watch for you today. So I've got quite a few cards lined up that I want to talk about. There have been some movements on some cards and some that actually surprised me, and I kind of just noticed like while doing other market watch videos or while trading with people, things like that. So we're going to start off with Mr. Incredible. Now this is a card that from the very beginning I thought was undervalued at like $1.50, whatever. It is a powerful legendary that lets you draw cards. Now getting a powerful coconut. I've played with the coconut of this guy and it is absolutely insanely busted. It's insane. Like, it's crazy. Just the draw power you get with this guy. So now the market is finally starting to adjust and realize how good Mr. Incredible is. I think this could be for core and probably for coconut as well at the same time. But I noticed this because somebody at my locals had a Mr. Incredible and I needed my 8th copy because I have the regular version of the deck and then the coconut. And so when trading for it, realized, oh, wow, this guy all of a sudden is like a $3-ish card, right? You've got one at $250, one at $275, and then it goes right to $330, and then these have shipping with it, right? So this guy, as we can see way back, was, you know, under $1.50, like $1.25, and has just been slowly going up, going up, going up. It is now near a $3 card. So keep your eye out for Mr. Incredibles. I could see this continue to go up. If this card sees a lot of meta relevant play, or if coconut really takes off, we've seen like the top end legendaries, like in a modern set, right? Like the last two. So somebody like Dale, like $6 to $7. I could see this getting to that point. The only issue is we know that this guy is in the Great Honey Rescue. So I've said before that I think that card coming out will affect the price of this, but until the Great Honey Rescue is out in mass and people are selling a bunch of the promos, I think this is going to continue to slowly creep up. Cold foils, kind of where I would expect it for a card in this range. This one at $4.30 is a pretty good deal. Like if you order multiple cards from this person, $4.30 is a really nice price, and then it's up to $7 and then up to $8. I think that's pretty accurate based on where the regular one is at the moment. But as the regular one starts to go up, we would expect the cold foil to go up with it, right? Another one that kind of surprised me, just kind of came across this one. Let It Go is money right now. Now, this is a card that, you know, way back in set 1 or whenever the original one released was a very big card. It was like a $5-ish rare, I would say, back then. For the longest time, these have just been very cheap, right? You can see here all summer, like 50 cents, 60 cents, whatever. And now they're starting to boom and spike up. Now, the obvious reason why this would be going up is, to me, it's kind of a staple-ish blue card. It's very good. It's just play for 5 and it's singable and it's removal. Like, extremely good card. The only thing that kind of confuses me is that we're not seeing a lot of blue play in core right now. So this is either people picking it up for coconut, or people trying to come up with some core ideas for blue, or people preparing for blue. Maybe after the next set releases, that blue might get a lot. But you can see here, Let It Go, this is the fabled version. This is the reprint, or not fabled, sorry, this was reprinted in Winter Spell. So the Winter Spell alternate art is about $3 to $3.50, which once again, this was like a 50-cent card. So these are like money right now, right? And then the cold foil on this is actually $4 to $5, and then all of a sudden goes up to $6. So there's a couple you can get in the $4 to $5 range before it's quickly $6. You might want to consider picking up these first couple of cheap cold foils, because you're going to see here when we go and look at the original one from first chapter, this one is in the about the $4-ish range, and then we see some $5 copies. You'll see some here, like this one's $1, but it's got $5 shipping attached to it. So safely a $4 to $5 card. But when we look at the cold foil of this one, being from first chapter, these are like $14, $15. So if you want cold foils to Let It Go, I would maybe be eyeing this Winter Spell version. I actually like the art on this one better. This might not be a bad cold foil, because I think this would be looked upon as well as like an Elsa collectible. So like, I would say it's a very safe investment. If you can get these cold foils for $4 to $5, I would maybe do that, right? But I do see why people would pay a lot more for the first chapter version. It has the original artwork, which some people maybe would prefer. And first chapter is a lot harder to get than Winter Spell. So it makes sense that this one's a lot more, but just know that there is a budget cold foil option if you want to get that Winter Spell version. Next, we have Max Goof. So I've been talking about Fabled in that you should be looking at Fabled cards that you can maybe pick up that aren't like the crazy enchanted, like looking in the legendary pool and lower, just because I think the longer we sit on Fabled, the more stuff is just going to go up, especially cards that are exclusive to Fabled without a reprint. So I was looking at Max Goof and noticed that the cold foils are starting to jump quite a bit. The cold foil on this guy, I mean, these were around like $10 in July, and now he shot up to what, there's a $15 one with $4 shipping, and then it's 11 with $8 shipping. So it's like his cold foil is basically $20 right now. So his cold foil has basically doubled up since July. So just keep your eye out. If you have cold foils of Max Goof, I would probably be holding these right now. I think it's only going to go up. If you can find someone to trade you one in the $12 to $15 range, I'd maybe be trying to trade for these. I think this is a good long-term hold card. Once again, I said the Goofy movie has a huge fan base behind it. The stuff is exclusive to Fabled, which is the most expensive set to get into. I think any of the Goofy movie stuff are good things to kind of be picking up and holding on to while you can. But yeah, this one shot up to like $20. I could easily see this being like a $30, $35, $40 cold foil, similar to like how Elsa Ice Artisan got up to that. Kind of how like the set one, the first chapter Elsa is in the $30, $35 range. I could see us Max Goof doing the same thing as a collectible, right? I wanted to pull up Louisa because I am seeing Louisa on a lot of Amethyst lists, like a lot of Amethyst lists. A lot of people are running her. So it makes sense that she is going up. This was a junk legendary at under $1, like 75 cents in June. And now she has shot up to basically $2. I think Louisa is going to keep going up. She's very heavily played right now. So I would say if you're interested in Amethyst and don't have a playset, I would be snagging these up as soon as you can. Because like I said, I think as Amethyst lists continue to do well, I'm seeing a ton of Louisa on these lists. You might want to be picking those up. Let's actually check out her cold foil. I didn't pre-pull this one up. Cold foil at about 580, so kind of similar. So she's kind of getting in the range of like Mr. Incredible. I could see her surpassing Mr. Incredible or both of them just going up together. But I would definitely be picking up your Louisas while you can get them at a still fairly reasonable price, because I could see her going into that Dale range of $6, $7, something like that. Another card I'm seeing on list is Retro Evolution Device. Still very, very cheap as a non-foil, right? 5 cents, 15 cents, whatever. But there are high volumes of sales. Every period that we see on here, there's 50 plus sales on all of these. And then when we get into the cold foil, you're starting to look at a little bit of money. Cold foils on this are about $2. So, and there's not very many at $2 before they're quickly $4 to $5 cold foils. So I just wanted to point this out in case you're sitting on any cold foils in your bulk. You might want to be pulling them out. You might want to have a play set of these from your bulk in your binder because players may want them. I have been seeing this card used in lists mostly as like a one of, like not a lot of copies, but there is some demand for this card. So I just want to throw that out there for you. And then a couple of high-end enchanted things I wanted to look at. This one came about when I was doing my like which boxes should you buy or like are boxes worth opening video. As I was going set by set, I noticed Tigger from Azurite Sea has actually gone a little bit crazy. This was a sub $100 card for a long time, right? Back in May, this was $70, has crept up to pretty much, we have an Italian one, so we don't even count that. The cheapest English copy is $140. Cheapest near mint is $140 with $3 shipping, and then all of a sudden $150. So a common term I've been hearing now is that there's a Pooh tax. Winnie the Pooh cards just demanding high value. So anything, we've seen this with the Fabled Eeyore is like really, really high, right? The Pooh Honey Wizard cards, very, very high. And now this Tigger following suit. So you may want to keep your eyes on any characters from Winnie the Pooh that have high-end legendaries or enchanteds. If you can find them cheap, you may want to pick up Pooh stuff while you can, because it looks like this Tigger is off to the moon right now. Malicious, Mean, and Scary. To me, it was only a matter of time till this one shot up. This one, like, to me, baffled me that it had been so cheap. It was like a $60 to $70-ish enchanted. But the thing with this card, it is a super played card, right? And so I was surprised more people weren't picking this up for like decks. It actually has pretty good art on it. The enchanted itself looks very nice. And now it's shot all the way up into the 150s, 170. There's only 4 total listings on TCG Player. So this card has just actually been obliterated off the market. Actually, the day I was looking at this card, I added it to my list of things to talk about in this market watch. There was actually 0 of these on the market. So just within the last day, we have gotten 4 listed. So there is one at 125 and then it's 150. So just so you know, this card has been absolutely destroyed off the market. Not many copies even available. So if you have one of these, it could be a good time to try to sell and get. If you can get 150 for this, I would definitely take it. This is a card that is definitely very dependent on meta relevant play. I don't think people are going to be collecting this long term, right? These aren't characters that, you know, there might be some, I think this is from Pocahontas, right? So I don't think that there might be some Pocahontas collectors that would just like this, but I think long term, you know, this isn't going to compete with like an Elsa or a Disney princess or something like that. So this is a card that you want to try to find the high point while it is meta relevant and find a good spot to sell, and then make sure you get rid of it before it leaves rotation, right? And then lastly, we're going to end on You've Got a Friend on Me at $300. Seems very high, but this is actually like a low point for this card. If we look at the graph here, this guy hasn't been under 300 since May. And then we had the big boom where it shot up to $700, and there were many sales in the $600 to $700 range. And with how crazy Woody and Buzz cards are, right, it's kind of surprising to see this now be under 300, and there are several copies lined up at about $300. I know this is a little bit higher of a price point, but I think this is a good buying point on this card. I might be thinking about picking this up if you're someone that can afford a $300 purchase right now. We look at the Woody Iconic, or not the Woody, sorry, the Buzz Iconic has held very, very strong. The newest Woody and Buzz Enchanted has held very strong around like that $400, $500 range. So I feel like this card is a very low point. It's got Woody and Buzz on it. Very good art, very beautiful card. This is a great long-term hold, and I think 300 is a really nice buying point on this. You could wait on it. It might continue to go down, maybe down to 250. I don't know that I could see this thing ever getting under 250 though. I think we are pretty close to the rock bottom we're going to see on this. So I just want to point this out as a card that some of you may want to pick up and invest in. So anyways, guys, if you like these types of videos, please like and subscribe to the channel. Really helps me out a lot. If you want to have more discussion about this, chat with other Lorcana players, feel free to join my Discord. The link is in the description of all my videos. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.